Hi, and welcome to Section 3, Learning the Graphical User Interface and Basic Filtering. In this section, we will start with the OpenCV User Interface and Basic GUI. We would then move on to the Graphical User Interface with Qt, and adding slider and mouse events to our interfaces. Lastly, we would learn adding buttons to user interface and OpenGL support. Now we move on to the first video of this section, the OpenCV User Interface and Basic GUI. In this video, we are going to take a look at the OpenCV user interface and a basic graphical user interface with OpenCV. OpenCV has its own cross-operating system user interface that allows developers to create their own applications without the need to learn complex libraries for the user interface. The OpenCV user interface is basic, but it gives computer vision developers the basic functions to create and manage their software developments. All of them are native and optimized for real-time use. OpenCV provides two options for the user interface: a basic interface based on native user interfaces such as Coca or Carbon for OS X, and GTK for Linux or Windows user interfaces that are selected by default when you compile OpenCV. A slightly more advanced interface based on the Qt library that is cross-platform. You have to enable the Qt option manually in CMake before you compile OpenCV. Now we are going to create a basic user interface with OpenCV. The OpenCV user interface allows us to create windows, add images to it, move it, resize it, and destroy it. The user interface is in the OpenCV's module called GUI. Let's understand the code. The first task that we need to perform in order to enable a graphical user interface is import the OpenCV's module GUI. We do that by this line of code. Now we are prepared to create our new windows, and then we need to load some images that are to be shown. So here we read images. To create the windows, we use the nameWindow function. This function has two parameters. The first parameter is constant string with the window's name, and the second parameter is the flags that we require, which is optional. In our case, we create two windows. The first window is called Lena, and the second is called Photo. By default, there are three flags for Qt and native interfaces. Window_normal. This flag allows the user to resize the window. Window_auto-size. If this flag is set, the window size is automatically adjusted fit to the display image, and it's not possible to resize the window. Window_OpenGL. This flag enables OpenGL support. Qt has some more flags, which are as follows: window_free ratio or window_keep ratio. If set to window_free ratio, then the image is adjusted with no respect to its ratio. If set to window_free ratio, then the image is adjusted with respect to its ratio. CV_GUI_normal or CV_GUI_explained. The first flag enables the basic interface without the status bar and toolbar. The second flag enables the most advanced graphical user interface with the status bar and toolbar. When we create multiple windows, they are superimposed one above the other, but we can move the windows to any area of our desktop with the Move Window function. In our code, we move the Lena window to the left 10 pixels to the top, and the Photo window to the left 520 pixels and 10 pixels to the top. After showing the images that we loaded previously with the ImShow function, we resize the Lena window to the 512 pixels, calling the resize window function. This function has three parameters: window name, width, and height. The specific window size is for the image area. Toolbars are not counted. Only windows without the enable window_auto-size flag can be resized. After waiting for a key press with the wait key function, we will remove or delete our windows with the destroy window function, in which the name of the window is the only parameter that is required. You can see that here. OpenCV has a function that is used to remove all the windows that we created in only one call. The function is called Destroy All Windows. To show how this function works, in our sample we create 10 windows and wait for a key press. When the user presses any key, we destroy all the windows. Anyway, OpenCV automatically handles the destruction of all the windows when the application is terminated, and it's not necessary to call the function at the end of our application. So this is the code to create 10 windows. The result of this code can be seen in the images in two steps. The first image will show two windows. Now, after configuring and generating the project with the help of CMake, when we open Build Project in Visual Studio and run the project, We get this output. After pressing any key, the application continues and draws several windows by changing their positions. These are the several windows we get. Cool! In this video, we have looked at the OpenCV user interface and a basic graphical user interface with OpenCV. Great!